and this is the Celeste Caldwell Show. Today we'll see the true meaning behind the left and how the Overton window may be shifting. All this and more on the Celeste Caldwell Show. And we would like it if you would like and share this episode to help us grow and reach more of you. What does left really mean? Well, of course there is leftism and communism, but the meanings behind them is something we need to understand. Left is a confusing word. It is a political orientation, direction, and is the past tense for the word leave. With so many meanings, it may be hard to understand what it actually means. Look no further. I am here to help. Leftism really began in the 1980s, when critical race theory first started. But left goes back further than the 80s. It goes back to 27 BC, where the Romans would consider left to be unlucky. Left in Latin is sinister, and sinister in English is, well, you know, evil and dangerous. Left also goes back into Germanic roots too, where the word left comes from the Old English word left, that meant weak. And today in modern Asian countries, they see left-handedness to be rude. Even in the Iron Curtain, it was illegal to be left-handed. Lefties didn't exist in the Soviet Union, and the ones who were naturally left-handed would be retrained to write using their right hand. But not all cultures sees left-handedness as a bad thing. The Incas saw left-handedness as a positive, thinking that the left-handed had special spiritual abilities. And I have to admit, I am left-handed. But that doesn't mean I am bad or have supernatural abilities. It means that I write on the left side of my hand. Of course, that doesn't justify that I am more creative or special. In gematria, left translates to mask. Gematria is like numerology. It is the way the left communicates with each other. It adds numbers to letters. It was used in biblical times, and as I said, left translates to mask. Interesting. It's all about the brainwashing. Now they're saying that if you don't put on the mask, then you don't care. The left tricks you to say that if you don't do this or that, then you don't care. And you know what? I actually don't care. If you get sick, then it ain't my problem. If I made you cry, then it ain't my problem. It just ain't my problem. Of course, caring isn't a bad thing. It's just my personal opinion. You do you. If you get sick because some guy touched a doorknob, then that is no reason to shame him about it. But how do we get the terms left and right? It actually started during the French Revolution, where the radicals would be seated on the left side of the National Assembly, and the moderates on the right. And the direction right in English means, you are right, good job. And left, he left the room. Left means radical, unlucky, sinister, and weak. Is it a coincidence because so many cultures consider left to be unlucky? We consider left unlucky because of the rise of right-handed people. Even the Old English word lift, that meant weak, referred to the non-dominant hand. But how do people become left-handed? People become left-handed because of neurological factors. And of course there are other factors at play too, but the most prevalent throughout my sources that I've looked at was with the brain. Why would the French call radicals unlucky? The radicals were the ones that got into power, so the radicals should have executed them because, guillotine. But they didn't, and the French Revolution was a huge failure that led to Napoleon. We see the left becoming more radical today, so this means that leftism always becomes radical, and we need to find new political ways. People gravitate to radical ways, especially during hard times, and people on both sides of the political spectrum are becoming more radical. And also, why would the French call radicals left-handed? Seems kinda odd. But what about communism? It comes from the word commune, which means a place where you would share. And that is communism, from each according to his ability to each according to his need, which has proven to be a bad and unsuccessful idea. Just like how left became more acceptable, so is socialism. That is because of the Overton window. If you don't know what the Overton window is, well, I'll explain. The Overton window is the practices acceptable for the time, and it is shifting to the left. Just like how trends come and go, it is the same with politics. How does the Overton window shift? It shifts because of three things: common media, popular advocacy, and current events. The media, left. Advocacy, left. Events, well, you get the point. Left, 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 left. They planned for this to happen. They planned for the Overton window to shift. They knew this would happen. They planned for a lot of things just to spring out of nowhere. So don't be afraid to say something. The Overton window is just another tool that the leftists use. We are in a war zone, and that is where we are now. They plan. When you see something, you got to say something, especially now in this day and age. But you know what? We're conservatives. We will fight for our freedom until the day breaks loose. We won't give in. We won't fall for their lies. We won't cut them slack. So is it true that leftists are weak and sinister? I do believe so. Join us next time for what could be the next pandemic. Anyways, have a good day. This is N.A. Munns, and I'll see you next time.